It's not playing the game. It's winning that counts.
Yeah, baby. We're going to go out there and win.
This is Just Win Bets, baby.
Just win, baby.
With Joe DeFan and Shane O'Mac.
How do they keep winning?
Live on the Sports Bet Winning Network.
Here we go. It is, of course, Just Win Bets, baby, on the Believe Network. Alongside Shane O'Mac, I am Joe DeFan. A big 60-minute show as we talk a little UFC Apex card with our good friend Adam Martin that is going to join us in the next 10 to 15 minutes. We have some UFL to talk about as they enter the playoffs this weekend for Sunday. The Belmont Stakes with our good friend Mike Rapoli, who's going to have his two horses in the race. The start of the CFL and the start of Game 2 between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Vegas Golden Knights. Can Vegas do it again? But we start off, of course, Shano, with, as they call it, the big upset. Hey, it's great to see the Big Apple on top as the Knicks defeat the San Antonio Spurs in Game 1 in San Antonio as we wait for Game 2. Shano, your thoughts?
Yeah, so the Spurs, man, they pretty much lost that game. They had the lead going into the fourth quarter, but then Bronson's just showed up, man. He is a dog. He got hurt earlier in the game. He left the game, came back, and had an amazing fourth quarter to help the Knicks come back from behind and win that one. I wonder if the Spurs and experience and youth kind of would like help hold against them there in these playoff games in that Game 1 there. What do you think about that?
Well, I will touch base on what you talked about. You alluded to, of course, those injuries in the first quarter. I saw that. I mean, when we were, on the replay, I saw that. It looked a knee injury. It looked like there was a knee and also an ankle. So apparently, he went and made the shot. I'm talking about Brunson making the shot. I'm not going to call it dirty there, Shano. Came down and the opposing team stepped on his ankle. Should have called a foul, yada, yada, yada. Okay, hey, look, ticky-tack. Listen, Brunson, you won the game. I understand the frustration. I understand, hey, maybe the coach, Mike Brown, needs to step up a little bit more and protect his players when it comes to these fouls. I get it. It's a little ticky-tack, all right? And I'm not insinuating that San Antonio did that on purpose. But that being said, can't be going to either the crowd or the referee at the end of the game and start mouthing off. I'm not saying, hey, look, let's save some money in the pocket, if you know what I mean. But look, you just won a game. You stole Game 1. Maybe stole is not the right word, but you took Game 1. Let's go in the locker room, celebrate. Hey, you can complain. You can vent with your players, with your coaches, with your girl. It doesn't matter. With your friends, it doesn't matter. You won Game 1. Get ready for Game 2. You need 3 more games, and Spike Lee and Ben Stiller will be celebrating, in New York.
Exactly. And we talked about this with the Vegas and Carolina series when Vegas won Game 1. When you're that road team going away for the first 2 games, their main goal is just to steal one of them, right? So that way you flip home field advantage, right? You get, all you have to do is win your 3 games at home now. That's all you have to take care of. You take care of that, you're NBA champs, right? So that's a big win. That's a big win. You got to take that and just take how it is. I get now he might be pissed that he might be a little bit more banged up and not 100% right now. I mean, but you're at the end of the season, like after a long, grueling playoff run, and no one's 100% right now. So, right? But yeah, I get it. I'm with you there too. Like, just he can't say anything after a win like that.
Yeah, and I'm going to criticize Coach Brown a little bit with 20 seconds left, yada yada yada. You're up pretty much. You're up. Come on, let's be honest, right? just start taking the guys out, start subbing, because again, you don't want anybody to get hurt. Yeah. You don't want Cat to get hurt. You don't want Brunson to get hurt. You don't want any of these guys, Hart to get hurt. I'm just naming just a few players, but you don't want anybody to get hurt. Look, just put I hate to call it the scrubs, but put them in there and just, all right, hey, look, let them shoot the 3. No need to foul. None of that stuff. There's 20 seconds left, 15 seconds, whatever it is. Just who cares? They ain't gonna foul you, dude. Or there's no point. The game was over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they were down by like what 8 or 10 points at that point.
Yeah,
so
it was over.
They're not gonna do anything. Game's over. Yeah, take them out. Take them out. I'll tell you what killed the Spurs, I think, is their 3-point shooting, man. They only shot like 24% from the field. They were like 11 for 44 or something like that. I mean, I know that's today's day and age with basketball where you just chuck up a bunch of threes.
Yeah.
But when you're that off, you got to get it inside at some point or try and get some open looks to try and get something going. I think that just kills momentum when you just are bricking shots left and right.
Yeah, it was literally live and die by the three. Or do you blame the color scheme in the stands, Shano, with the orange and the lavender and the teal and stuff like that, where they went a little retro for the fans? You know, do you blame that, the marketing team? I mean, who do you blame here? But I agree with you.
Both teams were playing with it though, and the Knicks weren't shooting that bad.
Right,
they were over 30% with it, which isn't great, but it's not terrible. Right. So, and they were doing the same thing, and we talked about it before. I thought it looked nice. Like I thought it looked cool for sure. The retro throwback shirts they were giving out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's shift gears real quick to so we can get Adam Martin on the Stanley Cup game 2, as we have, of course, the pucks had just dropped with Golden State and Carolina. It doesn't seem like they scored that quick. I think it's not going to be as many goals as it was, but you have a play on that. You mind telling the audience that?
Yeah, I think this series is going to go 6 or 7 games. We talked about that with Jonathan Davis as well. He thought it was going to be 6 or 7. I could honestly see this being like a zigzag series, a yo-yo series where the games are going to go back and forth. I mean, it has it written all over it. I think even game 1 could have gone either way. Right. Vegas came away on top, right? But I think the Hurricanes win this one. I took them money line, but they were like minus 165 or something like that. So to get a little extra juice, I took an alt line for shots on goal with Jarvis, who is a center on the Hurricanes. He averages about 3.3 shots on goal, and I just took him 2+ shots on goal, and that got us to about like minus 115, which is a pretty solid bet there.
Yeah. And that's parlayed with Carolina winning tonight's event of game 2, as again they host the Vegas Golden Knights. CFL just started as Montreal is taking on Hamilton Tiger Cats, and that of course is JD Money's favorite team, and they came out swinging. They were up 7-0 in the first quarter. So still, again, there's 18 games that are being played. You know, we'll talk a little bit more about the Grey Cup later on in the year, but it's good to see the Canadian Football League starting.
Yeah, we talked about that now, right? It's perfect time for it. UFL's wrapping up. We got this week, and then next week's the championship game at the United Bowl, right? Excited to see 50 Cent at the 50-yard line. And then CFL will be in full swing by then. It'll be week 3 once we can the UFL ends. So I think it's a good starting time for them.
No, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. The WNBA, of course, continuing with the Commissioner's Cup. So a couple bad beats last night for Her Excellency, but Atlanta's taking on Indiana in the first game. Right now, Indiana is winning at halftime. But you also have the game later on as the Lynx takes on the Golden State Valkyrie. So this is something that, again, something to look forward to, especially with the summer starting to die down. Your major 5 are, kind of taking a break, but just around the corner, NFL is, again, in college football, it's just around the corner, Shado.
Yeah, just around the corner for all that. Training camps are going to be starting up sooner than you think, man. I mean, they're going to be starting soon. So they usually start, mid-July. And so, and right now they're already having OTAs and non-mandatory mini camps and stuff like that, right? So NFL season, it's pretty much turned into a year-round sport, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's real quick talk about our good friend Mike Rapoli, the co-owner of the UFL, which, by the way, everybody's been asking me off air here, when is the next episode of Fourth and Goal for the UFL, that documentary? I thought it was really good there, Shado. And that's going to debut again next week. And that's going to be on the 11th of June. So hopefully we can watch episode 3. But the Belmont Stakes here, where he has 2 horses, one of them being Renegade, the other one being Power Shift. I'm rooting for Mike here, and I hope Renegade takes it.
I hope so too. He's the odds-on favorite. He's 2-1 favorite right now. Renegade is. His other one, Power Shift, I think I saw was 12-1. So, I mean, he's not the dead last horse, but it definitely more of a long shot there. Belmont Stakes definitely has fewer horses that race than compared to like the Kentucky Derby and stuff like that. I don't know how many horses are racing this year. Do you know?
No,
I'm not sure.
not off the top of my head. I wish we had our good friend Danny Ramirez on to talk about that. But yeah, maybe next time. Maybe next time. Didn't notice that, but I'll tell you I did.
There's only 9 horses running. That's it.
Oh, okay.
9. I just looked it up.
Okay.
So 9 horses running. So you got Renegade, who's the odds-on favorite, and then second odds-on favorite is Chief Wallaby. What kind of cool name there?
Chief Wallaby. That reminds me of the old Cleveland Indians mascot, Chief Wahoo. And I love that guy, dude. I did. I mean, especially in the movie Major League, where, and again, I'm not trying to sound, but he was doing like smoke signals. And again, this is in the movie, so don't start sending me letters. Don't send it, to my boss, producer Mike, executive producer Mike, or producer Mark. Okay, he had in the movie, where he's doing like these smoke signals. Go, go, go. I thought it was cute. I thought it was very, creative. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I missed the guy. It was also
the 80s. It was a different time compared to now.
Yeah.
When Major League came out.
Absolutely,
like
absolutely. But
89, somewhere around there.
Right. And I understand the name has changed and stuff like that. I'm not going to go into some political statement here, but yeah, I respect. It just, like when you said the name, it just totally reminded me of Chief Wahoo, and I thought the name was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Some other horses I see on here. Commandment, he ran in the Derby.
Yeah.
He's 6-1. Emerging Market, I think he ran in the Derby too. He's also 6-1. And these other ones I've never heard of before. So you got a Power Ship we talked about. We have Growth Equity and Golden Tempo. And
I think Golden Tempo participated in the Kentucky Derby.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And Ottenho, that kind of reminds me of Shohei Ohtani. Did you see what he did last night or the night before? He pitched, like he pitches on every five games or whatever, and he also still hits when he's pitching. But he had more hits than he gave up hits, and it was like the 12th time in his career. And he's now number 2 all time for hitting more times than hits you've allowed as a pitcher in the same game. Only one person's higher than him, and it's a former Washington player from years ago, Walter Johnson.
That's for the Senators, Shana.
Yeah, the old Senators.
Old.
I think they said he did it 16 times. Walter Johnson.
That's definitely before my time. I'll tell you that.
I mean, yeah, he played. I mean, I think he was born in like the 1800s. Walter Johnson was. I mean, it was a long time ago. So, I mean, that dude is just incredible. Shohei Ohtani is. I mean, he's a crazy athlete. The things he can do.
We had brought up, of course, the UFL, where they have the playoffs this weekend, as, of course, the Defenders now traveling. We talked about that earlier in the week. They travel, of course, to Orlando. Had an opportunity to talk to Coach Harris and wished him the best of luck with his team. We're going to try to get Coach Anthony Beck, on the show. We're working on that, folks, so stay tuned with that. And what we've been really working on is a coach that I really admire in Coach Prohl. Ricky Prohl, of course, the former wide receiver of the St. Louis Rams at the time, the greatest show on turf.
Yeah.
But he is, of course, the head coach of the Battlehawks, so I wish him the very best of luck. And we're going to be talking to Coach Redmond tomorrow. So hopefully we can set up a time. I don't want to take anything away from their responsibilities, but I really admire what Coach Redmond has done with the Kings. So I wish all 4 teams the best of luck.
Yeah, right now, if you're looking for spreads, Orlando FC is favored by 3 over the Defenders, and Battlehawks are favored by 1.5 over the Kings. I like we talked about before, I kind of like the Kings as an upset there.
I do too. I didn't want to say that to Coach Prohl today, but business is business, Coach. I'm just saying. And you'll remember, Shano, real quick before we get our guest on, is the Kings took on the Battlehawks in late April at Louisville, and they held them to just 3 points.
Yeah, Yeah, the St. Louis has got a pretty good defense too. I think that's probably the better game of the two. I would say this weekend.
Right.
It sucks for DC because they don't have their quarterback and they're still trying to figure that out. And like hopefully they can get some offense going this weekend. But DC's got a decent defense too, but it's struggled the last few weeks because their offense hasn't been able to move the ball. They've been on the field the whole game.
Right.
But yeah, Louisville Kings, man, they've been looking strong. They've been looking strong the last 5 or 6 weeks of the season.
Yeah, they've won 6 out of the last 7, and they're on a 4-game winning streak. And keep in mind there, Shana, when they played at the end of April, they didn't really have all the weapons. You know, they're getting their tight end back, etc. So it's going to be a different, you know, and I had a chance to ask him earlier, is there's going to be a different team that you saw on tape then that you're going to see on Sunday. So again, I wish all 4 teams the best of luck, and we'll see what happens as we will be there, Shano, for the United Bowl here in our backyard at Audi Field in Washington, D.C.
Can't wait, man. It's going to be exciting time. It's going to be awesome. It's awesome that it's in D.C. It's been in St. Louis for the last couple of years, so they're moving it out. I hope they keep it in D.C. for next year, too. That'd be sweet. Maybe every 2 years they move it. I think Audi Field is a great field. It's perfect. It's a small, intimate venue. I mean, it only holds 20,000 people. So, and there's not a bad seat in the house. So if you want to go to it and you're in the DC area, if you want to fly out to DC for it, you can get tickets pretty cheaply. And then, like I said, you can be sitting on the top row, and it's really not that far away. It's not that bad of a seat.
No. And we'll, of course, hopefully we will meet a lot of the guys that we've met on here and meet some new people when we attend the United Bowl. So
we can meet them.
Yeah, exactly. Real quick, it is still 0-0 in game 2 of the Carolina Hurricanes Vegas Golden Knights, as Carolina is going to go on the power play as have a man advantage there. So we'll see what happens. But Shano, again, we will be having our good friend Adam Martin of MMA Odd Breakers next here to talk a little UFC Fight Night card at the Apex in Las Vegas next on Just Win Bets.
This is Just Win Bets, baby, on the Sports Bet Winning Network.
We, of course, are back with our good friend Adam Martin, who covers, of course, the MMA and UFC. He's been doing this for over 15 years. Adam, how you been, my friend? Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. You too, guys. Doing well. Back with you guys on here. I know you had a few of my colleagues on the last couple of months, so that's awesome. But yeah, no, they all had nothing but good things to say, thankfully. So
yeah, we had Marcel on, man. Marcel's the dude, man. I loved him. He was awesome.
Yeah, Marcel's certainly something special. He's a good dude, man. Honestly,
he really is a good dude. We sent him a hat, just like you. We sent him
nice.
It took like 3 or 4 weeks to get there.
He lives on the other side of the world, man. He lives in like the Antarctica or something.
I know.
Far away from us.
And real quick, I feel bad. So when you see him, tell him I said hi, and I really feel bad, in a sense, because of the tariff. And again, I'm not trying to talk politics or anything with you, but with the tariffs and stuff like that, man, it's just kind of like, hey, did you send it as a gift? Like, I sent it as a gift. So I think it cost him a little penny, but I tell you what, the next time I see him, or maybe I'll send it to you, whatever. We got some polos in.
Nice.
So we got to get there.
I just noticed. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Looking good, boys. Looking good.
We're expanding, my friend. We're expanding.
I love it. I fucking love it, man.
Yeah, so
we got a whole clothing line. We're gonna have runway models coming out soon. If you're interested, you want to throw your hat in the ring. You can walk down the runway.
I don't think anyone wants to see that. So
no.
Trust me, I don't want to see that.
Hey now, but yeah, we'll definitely. I'll definitely take care of you guys. Trust me. But it's good to see you, my friend. And let's. There's a couple matches that are coming up. Or a couple events, I should say. Of course, the one that is the Meta Apex that's happening this Saturday, but also next Sunday, not this upcoming Sunday, but the following Sunday is, of course, Freedom 250. Real quick, are you looking forward to it? I mean, people have complained, let's be honest, right? But the card looks pretty decent.
Man, I'm pumped, honestly. Like, it's coming up about 10 days from now, right? So it's kind of snuck up on us, and I'm excited as hell. I think this card's great. There's a few mismatches on it, obviously. You guys see the odds, so there's a few big favorites that should win. But I think you're going to see some good fights. I think you should see a lot of knockouts on this card. I think they selected some really good fights for this card. I'm excited for it. Like I know that some people want to see Conor on this card, but here's the thing: like the UFC is a business, right? Did you guys just see how much money they're making for that card in Vegas? Did you see how much those tickets cost? There's a reason they put Conor on that card instead, because they're not actually like, I don't think they're really making money for this card. Like they're losing money. Dana's already said this. They're losing money, but it's, you know, it's for Trump. It's for the birthday of your beautiful country. Right. So, and it's not far from you guys, right? Like you guys said, you're in.
We're about 30 minutes outside of DC, give or take, right?
Are you guys going to go to the fan fest or whatever it is? Or you guys should go. You know,
why not? We might check out some stuff. We'll see.
You should check it out. I mean, why not? I would. You know, I think it'd be cool. I don't know like how they're going to do the media. I have no idea. I mean, I know you guys are trying to get credentialed. I don't think that, you know, for this event you'd have to be like one of the, like, you know, maybe a very select handful. I would think. Right. I don't know how they're doing it. I mean, like I wouldn't have a chance for
no. So. No, we don't know, but it's as you mentioned, it's a once in a lifetime thing, my friend.
Yeah, it is. Although Trump's saying he wants to keep it there now, so
I saw that.
That's pretty cool. That'd be pretty awesome, man. I would love to see more events. No, I think it's cool. I mean, listen, I get it. There's a lot of political unrest in the States. I understand, but as an outsider that lives in Canada, that I don't have to like see all this like on the daily basis. For me, it's pretty cool, man. I just think it's going to be awesome for the fights, and like for me, it's like just a once in a lifetime event just to watch as a fan, you know. So I'm excited for it. I think the fights are awesome, and like I said, it's creeping up on me. You know, all of a sudden this week I start seeing Topuria and Pereira, all these guys on social media. I'm like, oh yeah, this card's next week. Like it's crazy. It's just really snuck up. So it's awesome.
Crazy.
You made a good point about Conor there too, because I'm sure this is going to be a huge everybody's been tuning in to see what it looks like. I think, and you don't need Conor to have that draw there, where you put him on his own pay-per-view card, then you have him there.
Well, it's not pay-per-view. It's not pay-per-view anymore, right? It's just Paramount now. So, but the thing is, like, one, he's going to get more. Like the same thing. He's going to get more subs. People are going to subscribe to Paramount Plus, which is what they want because they paid $7.7 billion for the UFC, and then two. I'm sure you guys saw on social media. Like, look at these ticket prices, man. It's like what $20,000 for a ticket to go see Conor's fight. It's insane. Like you have to sell your child to basically go to these events. So, it's nuts, man.
It's a car.
It pretty much is, honestly. And again, like it's not for normal people. It's for wealthy people that have money. Sure. And there's a lot of people in Vegas that have money. So, and people around the world, it's a destination, right? You guys know this. So people fly in from everywhere to come see that card. And again, people were like, oh, why didn't they put Conor's card? This is why, because they're going to make so much money. Wait till Dana, when Dana comes to the post-fight press conference, he sits there with a stack of papers in front of him. He's going to say, oh, T-Mobile, we just, broke the gate for like $20 million or something, and we sold out, and there was like 17,000 people, and we did like all these like huge numbers on Paramount Plus, and it was a great night for that's what he's going to say. Trust me, he's going to say something like that.
Sure.
Giving out these bonuses. So that's what he's going to do. So yeah, I think. Yeah, sure. Would it have been nice if he's on the White House card? Yeah, but I don't think they needed it, like you said. And man, UFC, like, look at this. You have the White House card, then you have Conor next month, and then apparently Makhachev's coming back in August. That's the rumor in Philadelphia. He's the number one pound for pound fighter in the world. Yeah, this is a big stretch of events for the UFC. They're killing it right now. They're killing it. They're killing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're making so much money, guys. It's sick how much money they're making, honestly.
So, yeah.
Hopefully they can start trickling that down to some of the fighters now.
Well, I mean, I completely agree with that. It's funny. Like, so most events the UFC does, we don't see the actual payouts anymore. Like they hide it, right? But there was the one in Washington in the Seattle card that Pfeiffer and Adesanya headlined in March. They just came out with those numbers last week. There was a couple guys on the prelims making $10,000. Like, that's disgusting. They go and take brain damage for $10,000, and when your company's worth $7.7 billion. So I know Dana's like, these fighters are making way more money than they used to. Some of them are. I mean, I think some of them are doing great, but I think a lot of them are doing terrible. And like, again, my argument is just like, who doesn't want to see the fighters get pay more money? Like, I don't understand the people. I talked to Marcel about this, our good friend Marcel Dorf. I talked to him about this the other day. I'm just like, I don't understand these fans that like, go to Dana's defense and say like, oh, they don't deserve to get paid. Like, they're just fighters. Like, it's like they're professional athletes. They have families. Like, and like you look at other sports, like the minimum salaries are like $1 million in these other sports. Like, these guys are making $10,000. Like, that's, I wouldn't get out of bed for that. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
No way.
Not for the damage they have to take.
No.
Yeah.
And the careers are short too, right? So, anyways, fighter pay is a completely other talk. I mean, we could literally sit here all night and talk about fighter pay. You know, don't get me started on it. Listen, I've always said this. Like, I'm a fan of the fighters, not the three letters for the UFC.
Yeah.
The UFC is the best promotion in the world. I think we can all agree on that. They put on the best events. They have the best fighters under contract, right?
Sure.
But at the end of the day, it's the fighters that are the ones stepping in the ring and literally risking their bodies and their lives. Like, you could die in that cage, guys. And I know it hasn't happened in the UFC yet, but it has happened in other leagues around the world. People have died in that cage, or they've died in boxing. You know, they've died from weight cutting. They've died from brain damage. You know, so I hate to say it, but one day someone probably will die in the octagon. You know, unfortunately, it's probably going to happen. It's just the risk of the sport. And I just think that because of that risk, you should probably be getting paid a little bit more money. So it is what it is. But yeah, I'm excited. As a fan, I'm excited for the cards. You know, regardless of like how much they're getting paid, I'm excited to watch. Obviously.
Adam, before we get to this weekend event in the cards and we have the graphics to show you, my friend, I got to show you what I sent this to Shano, you know, right before we got on the air today, where there was a fighters of 5 with 2 refs in there in an octagon. And I don't know if it was AI or whatever, but I'm paying for that. Have you seen this there, Adam?
I think I saw it last night on Twitter. Yeah. I saw it. I don't know what these are freak show fights, man. I'm not sure about this. He was super dangerous, dude. It's crazy. Like, I don't know. Is it entertaining? Sure. But I've seen some crazy stuff, like, you know, over, like, usually in like Russia and stuff, they have these like little guys fighting. Like, I don't know what the correct term, little people. I think
right.
Correct. Like 3 of them against like one normal guy, you know, it's,
right.
Have you seen that one with this happened a few years ago now, but it was Eddie Hall, who's a strong man. He's the world's strongest man. He was fighting 2 guys at once. And he like knocked both of them.
Yeah. I saw that one.
I'd pay to see that.
Yeah, I don't think they could sanction that in the United States, but it's fun to watch, you know. So
yeah,
it is
definitely.
Talk about somebody dying. You got 5 people fighting at once. Man, you don't see a shot coming from behind you or something.
That's what I'm saying, man. I'm pretty sure the one guy got knocked out where he wasn't looking, right? So it's
but dude, it was a 2-on-1.
It's so
it was 2-on-1. Like, holy cow, what are we doing?
There's freak show fights, man. It's crazy. Like,
it's
there's
crazy.
some promotions that really you know, do some crazy stuff out there. Like, I don't know. I just prefer like one-on-one and really close fights, competitive fights that we're going to talk about like on this card, because you know, this card, there's a lot of close fights on this card this weekend. You know, it's not an easy. I don't think it's an easy card to predict personally. I think there's a lot of like 50-50 fights, which is good. I think like it's harder to predict, but I think it's better as a fan, like when the fights are competitive. I think.
As a fan for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
We're with our good friend Adam Martin. You can follow Adam on X at MMADAMMARTIN, and I have to spell that out right now. There's Adam, because we're on the Believe Network, where you can see, of course, not only hear us on Believe, but of course hear us anywhere you get your podcast: Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, the whole 9 yards. And of course, you can still watch this on our YouTube channel of over 14,000 and still growing.
You guys are killing it, honestly. I just want to say that you guys are killing it. Like,
we appreciate it, my friend.
I'm happy for you guys, because you guys are nice people. So like, it's good to see that you guys doing well, you know. So
hey,
I was happy to see it.
In order for us, and I don't mean this to kind of butter you up. I'm you know me, I'm an honest guy.
Sure,
in order to be the best, you got to be surrounded by the best. And you guys are one of the best, you know, and this is why we invited you back on. We love Marcel. Hopefully we can have him on. I felt bad. Not only did he's probably going to send me a bill. And Marcel, if you're listening, send me the bill. Okay. I'm firing people left and right here. Trust me. I'll take care. I promise you, Marcel, I will take care. I promise. I'll definitely, once I get your size on the polos, and of course you, Adam,
sure,
you know, I'm not trying to say personal, but we'll get you the color, whatever you want. I will take care of you guys. I always do. I promise you I will take care of you. No. Catch Adam and Marcel always on MMA Odds Breaker as well. You can click on the QR code. It goes right to their X page. And, you know, check them out. Please. They do a great job on their podcast. All right, let's jump right into this. We're going to go from the bottom to the top of the main card, and we'll start with the heavyweights here. And here we go. Sorry about that.
Look at you guys. You guys
look at that.
Look at this. It's pretty stuff, man.
Listen,
let me ask you a question. Did you actually make this, or is this AI? Honest question.
No, I made this. I personally made it.
And I prefer that, because I'll tell you right now, like, listen, I get people use AI now because it's quicker, right? but it all looks the same to me. That's the thing. Like, I see all the thumbnails on YouTube, and you could just tell the ones that were AI. You know, and again, I get it. It saves time, but this looks great, man. So just want to say, and I don't mean to butter you up now, but it looks great. Look at it. It's awesome.
I'll make sure to send you the check in the mail. No. What I've done is, it's copy and paste from UFC of the fighters. That's not UFC.
The colors are good. I like it. I think it's
cool.
But
no, I truly appreciate it. Let's talk about this. Shano, take it away with this heavyweight fight.
Light heavyweight, 205.
Light heheavyweight, excuse me. See?
Okay.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to this fight, man, because Iwo, man, that dude is a killer. What are your thoughts about him, Adam?
It's one of the better prospects at 205, right? That last fight with Aslan was crazy. That was a crazy, crazy fight. Like, someone was just going to get killed in that fight. He ended up getting the win here. So, you want me to break it down? Do you want me to talk about the fight?
Yeah, sure. These are the odds. These are the tape right here, folks. And we have the odds, of course. We can pull that up as well, but we'll give you an opportunity to talk about this one, my friend.
Excuse me. Really, like, I think if you're Iwo, you could stand and trade, but like, why would you? Why would you not take this guy to the ground, Taffa, right? Because his ground game sucks. We saw him get choked up by Tuko Tokos. That guy just got cut by the UFC. He's not very good. Because if he stays standing with this guy, Taffa could knock him out. We just saw the last fight. Taffa just brutally knocked this guy out last month. He's taking this on short notice. He's filling in for Billy Ellicott, who's a really good prospect too at 205. But yeah, I mean, like, honestly, like, he could get knocked out, Iwo, right? If he fights like the last fight, he probably gets knocked out. But I think he'll fight smarter. I think he will take him down, and then it's just an easy fight for him. So maybe it's not as exciting for the fans, but it's just the better way to go for this matchup, to go take the fight to the ground and choke the guy out. So I think Iwo submits him. I think that's the way to go for this fight. So I don't know what the prop is on that, but that's how I think the fight goes. I think if he stands with this guy, he might get knocked out. So take him to the ground, choke him out, and go home with your.
Yeah, let's take a look, of course, at the odds here. They are not available here, courtesy of our friends over at DraftKings. We only have the money line right now, but Shano, you were leaning towards a prop. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say you about Iwo there. And like, I don't remember if it was his last fight or the fight before that. After the fight, he was talking to Joe Rogan. He said he wants to show his judo background. He hasn't had a chance to show it yet. I mean, because he's been just quick knockouts. I mean, the dude's 8-0, Joe the fan, and every single one of his fights is ended in the first round. Yeah. So the dude's is definitely a killer and out there, and he's got a strong judo background. And like you said, Taffa is not good on the ground, and I think that is like probably the easiest way for him to get a secure victory here. I totally agree with you there.
Yeah. Too bad we don't have the odds for it, but they'll probably come out in the next day or so, I would think. Yeah. And I don't think this fight goes that long.
This is the only one that doesn't have odds.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I would think it goes like under 1.5 rounds. I don't see it going very long. I mean, if it goes 3 rounds, it's probably going to be a slop fest, to be honest. So hopefully it ends quick. I think it will end in the first round.
I'm predicting another first round victory here for you. Yeah.
That's another way to approach it too. You could do like a round prop too, but I would hope that the submission prop is like at plus money, because I don't like laying minus 380 on him in this spot, because again, he could get knocked out, right? So it's a little risky. That's my opinion on the fight.
Yeah. Let's move to the next fight here, gentlemen. And again, here we are with the American taking on Santiago Luna from Mexico, where now he resides in the United States. And there, of course, are the odds right there, courtesy of our friends over at DraftKings. Shano, your thoughts here, Bryce Mitchell taking on Santiago Luna.
So Luna's an up-and-coming prospect. He's undefeated. Obviously, he's 8-0 in his professional career. Pretty young in the UFC. I think this is only his 3rd fight, Adam, right, in the UFC?
Yeah, I think so,
Yeah. And he's taking this fight on short notice. So that's something to keep in mind for this. Yeah. And he hasn't been – like, this is like a big step up in competition, I think, for him going against Bryce Mitchell. What I like about this fight is I'm going to sprinkle a little money on Luna to win by knockout here, because I think Mitchell's been a little chinny lately. He's been knocked down before multiple times. If you remember against Emmett, he got dropped hard in that fight. Remember that?
Dude, that was hard. Like one of those violent knockouts probably of all time. It was insane. It was insane. So I remember it.
Yeah. And then and that was at 145. He's since dropped down. This is at 135. And his first fight at 135, he fought Saeed. I can never say Nurmagomedov. I can never say that. That's like the one last name I can never say. And he got dropped early in that fight too. Yeah, he got dropped, and he's not known for his power. Saeed is, and so that's concerning to me. So I think it's worth a little money here to put Luna on knockout, just to sprinkle like a little pizza money on it.
I mean, I'm with you on this one. I like it. I think it's worth a shot too. Like, I'm with you because like if you look at Bryce Mitchell's last couple fights, like you said, I think like it's like 3 of his last 4 fights he's been dropped. He's been knocked down in those fights. Now he did survive the last fight, and then obviously his ground game is very good. His wrestling is good. So if he can get this guy to the ground and get on top, he can probably grind her to win. But I actually think he could get knocked out. So especially at +4, is it +400? I mean, definitely worth a shot. Yeah, that's worth some pizza money. Let's do it. I'm with you. Let's go.
Yeah,
I agree, and I agree with you there too. If Mitchell gets this down to the ground, I mean, I think it's over, especially because like Luna's taking this on short notice. When did he take this fight? Like about a week ago or so?
Yeah, it's short notice, but I will say like he's super young. He's like I think he's 21 or 22. Like he's one of the youngest guys in the card, and you would think that he's training all the time. He's in crazy shape. I would think as a dog, I think it's worth a shot for sure. So
yeah, absolutely. Let's look at the tail of the tape right there, guys. As you alluded to there, Adam, he is 21.
21,
yeah. And you can see the record, and of course their height, weight, and everything else. Adam, let me ask you this: does the advantage of his reach? He's got a 4-inch advantage over Bryce Mitchell. Does that have a little bit of concern for Mitchell?
It's always a good thing to have more reach. It's always a good thing to be younger too. Like if you look at historically, when there's a 10-year age gap like there is in this fight, the younger fighter wins like what I want to say it's like 60% of the time, something like that. Again, there's a big difference in experience, like you mentioned, Shane. I think it's like I think it's his second or third fight in the UFC. So it's his third. The first one was quick. He got the first round knockout. I want to say the second one went the distance with that really tough guy, Angel Pacheco. That was good experience though. I think like going 3 rounds with one of these really tough guys, it's like impossible to knock out. It's not a bad thing. So yeah, between the 10-year age gap and then the 4-inch plus reach advantage, like those are really good things, I think. So I like them both, man. It's good to see. And you guys even added the leg reach, which is always interesting. I never really think about that. Like I don't think he's known for his kicks or anything, but it's not a bad thing to have a little advantage there too.
Yeah, leg reach I always look at, especially when you're dealing with kickboxers. That's one thing I always look at. Right, but he's not known for his legs for sure, like you said. But but he showed power because I think it was at UFC Mexico. He had that first round knockout.
Actually, I want to say he got like I think he did get dropped in like the first like 10 seconds of the fight. But again, he's got a fresh chin, right? He's so young that he's able to bounce back and knock that guy out. Quang Lee, I think his name was. It was a really sick knockout. It was great. And then again, the last fight he went to 15. Which is not a bad thing. I wish he had a full camp. I will say that obviously it's never a bad thing to have, an 8-week camp, but again, I think this kid's been training, he's been prepared. Like his management team, Iridium Sports Agency, they're one of the best management groups in MMA. They have like so many guys in the roster. I don't think the management would try to screw this kid. I think they would be like giving him a fight that they think strategically they can win. And they look at it as a chance to knock out a guy who's been dropped and knocked out before, who's kind of a name in Bryce Mitchell. He's kind of a name, right? Like people know who he is. So if this kid goes and knocks him out, which we think he could, that just puts him on the trajectory to get in those top 15 rankings. So I think it's a good fight for him. And if he loses, just say he loses, because it could happen. It doesn't really hurt his stock either, because he loses to a guy who's pretty good in Bryce Mitchell. So it's a win-win situation in my opinion.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And it kind of makes you want to think of like the UFC wants Bryce Mitchell to lose here too, because I don't know if you heard recently what Dana White was like calling him out for his podcast appearances and stuff like that.
Oh God, yeah, I don't even want to get into this guy. He's got some crazy opinions, man. This guy's been hitting the head one too many times. I remember one time he was talking about seatbelts, saying like he doesn't believe in seatbelts because it's the government trying to control you. I'm like, this guy's crazy. This guy's an absolute psycho. He's nuts, man.
Once again, that goes back to his weak chin and getting knocked out, right? So
that was one of the dumbest things I ever heard. He's like, "Yeah, we don't wear seatbelts in my family. We don't believe in them." I'm like, what the this guy talking about?
Only in America, my friend. Only in America. We're with our good friend Adam Martin. Again, you can follow him at Adam Martin. So again, that is MMADAMMARTIN on X. Make sure you give him a follow. Let's look at this particular matchup, gentlemen, as the Frenchman takes on the gentleman from Australia in Tom Nolan. This will be the third fight that leads into the fight right before the co-main event. Your thoughts, we'll start with you, Adam. Your thoughts on this one as we look at the tail of the tape.
It's a great fight too. This card has sneaky good fights. Like this one is interesting. I thought honestly Farziem would get a top 15 guy because he's been on a roll. I want to say he's on like a 5-fight win streak right now or something, right? Like he's been on a roll. He's been finishing guys too. Really, really impressive. And he takes on Tom Nolan, who's I want to say on a 3-fight win streak. So he's been on a roll too. I think Farziem is the better fighter. I do think he probably wins this fight, but the last time I didn't check the odds today, but I think Ziem was like a minus 300 favorite or something. Like it honestly seems a little bit high, just because I think Tom Nolan, if he doesn't get knocked out, it'll be a close fight. Now his chin is kind of questionable in my opinion. He's been dropped, he's been knocked out. He's kind of like Bryce Mitchell, right? But he's a pretty good fighter too. So he's 26, super young. It's just hard to go against Fares Ziem though, given like the strength of schedule, given the momentum he has coming in this fight. I have to pick him to win, guys. I think he probably wins the decision, but like for me, it's a pass. I just wouldn't bet on the fight personally.
Yeah, let's take a look at the odds here, Shano. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I just don't like the minus 310 for me,
Yeah.
like for me, and I've said this to you guys, I think the last time I was on, like, you don't have to bet on every fight. There's 12 fights in this card.
Yeah.
You could just like pass on a few. Like, you don't have to bet. I mean, if some people want to, I get it. You want some entertainment, but for me, it's just, I don't need to bet on every fight. So for me, it's Ziem by decision. I think maybe that's the way to, I think he probably wins the decision, but I look at the finish line, they think he's probably going to finish the guy. So that's interesting to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with you here. I like the minus 310. Doesn't really do anything for me there. I mean, so the way I view that one is I do think Ziem wins. I agree. But like, like sometimes sports books will put like, you get like a parlay boost if you get like 3+ legs or whatever. This might be a good one to throw on there for something like that. Like if you're looking, you already have 2 legs, the 2 fights you like, and you need like a third to get you that parlay boost. throw this one money line on there or something like that.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's move to the co-main event, gentlemen, and we'll look at the tail of the tape for this one. And as you guys can see on the screen there, we have, of course, the 2 Americans and Allen taking on Edmund. Very close in age there, Adam. Their height is pretty much the same as well. Reach and both the reach and their leg reach. This is a good co-main event, in my opinion. Your thoughts?
Yeah, when the fight got booked, I think a lot of people were kind of scratching their heads because Allen's ranked 4th and Edmund's not ranked. So people were kind of like, why did they book this fight? Now, there's a few reasons for it. Number one, from what we've heard, there was a bunch of guys that were ducking Brendan Allen because he's one of these guys that's like really good, but he's like not a huge name, but he's just really good and he's really hard to beat because he's got this great grappling game. So I think a lot of guys, like apparently, reportedly, allegedly, whatever, Dracus Duplessis turned him down. That's the rumor, right? And Dracus apparently is going to fight Kamaru Usman. Now, if you're Dracus, it's like that's a bigger name, right? That's a bigger name and a fight that he, probably is going to be a favorite in. Whereas this fight would probably have been closer. So I think a lot of people are kind of scratching their heads, but they also have the same management. So their manager, Ali Abdelaziz, super manager MMA, he's getting his 10% from each guy. So for him, it's like one of my guys is going to win, one's going to lose, but either way, I win because one of my guys is going to win. So that's something you guys got to keep in mind. Like there's only a certain few managers in MMA that really control like 90% of the fighters, and they try to match each other up with their own guys because the manager gets 20%. So that's something to keep in mind. Brendan Allen's the better fighter. There's no doubt about it. I mean, he's just better, right? He's great in the ground. His rear naked choke is amazing. Now, the thing is, though, Edmund is also extremely dangerous, especially in that first round. He's got tons of power in his hands. And here's the other thing, too. So I think people are forgetting, he trains with Sean Strickland. Like, that's his main training partner, Sean Strickland, the champion. So you might see some big improvements from this guy in this fight, potentially. Like, if he keeps it standing, I think he can win the fight. And that's why the odds are, like, somewhat competitive. Because if he goes to the ground, Brendan Allen probably looks like a minus 10,000 favorite, honestly, because he's going to be so much better on the ground. But it's going to be dangerous. It's going to be really dangerous. So for me, guys, it's Brendan Allen by submission, but it's definitely possible Edmund knocks him out. So you could play both. I'm looking at the odds. You could play both. You could do submission for Allen and plus knockout for Edmund, and they're both plus money. They're both 200, plus 200, plus 330.
Yeah.
It's an option. I don't like playing both sides, but it's an option because I think those are the only ways this fight really ends. Like maybe Allen wins the decision, but I don't think so. I think if you look at Edmund's career, like he's one of these guys that kind of wilts after like 5 minutes. Like you saw that Gerald Mercer fight. Like Gerald's like almost 40 years old, and I think he rocked him in the first round, and then he got tired and it got submitted right by an older guy that's I think basically done with his career at this point. So, anyways, I like Allen by submission. That's my pick. I just think that it's possible he gets knocked out. I wouldn't completely count Edmund just because he's not a ranked guy. I think it's possible he wins. And the more I've like this, like when the fight first got announced, I was like, I don't understand this fight. But now that it's here, it's like, okay, it's an intriguing fight. So and that happens sometimes. Sometimes like, I need some time to like think about the matchup because I always wonder like why they booked it. And again, I think the manager being the same guy that helps, but also like the UFC matchmakers put it together for a reason. They probably think that Edmund could win this fight, right? They probably think he could. And if you're a matchmaker, you probably prefer to have a striker in your top 5 rather than a grappler. I would guess. So that's my take on the fight, guys.
25-1 there, Shano, for Edmund. And those numbers are correct, courtesy of our friend over at DraftKings. That is crazy money there, my friend. Your thoughts?
I don't think he's going to win by submission. That's why those odds are that high. He's definitely more a knockout guy. But I agree 100% with Adam here. So Edmund, he starts off his fights like with a flurry of strikes, and like in that first round, it's like, you know, he comes out strong, right? But his gas tank, he has no gas tank, and his cardio is a huge question. So as long as Allen can survive that first round, he's going to win this fight, I think. And especially, so I see Allen winning this by submission, and if I had to guess, it's probably going to be late, either late second round or in the third round, and he's going to grab him at some point and get him like a rear naked choke and choke him out. And that's, if I had to guess, that's the way this fight's going to end up happening. So I really like the pick there with Allen's by submission.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's a late one too. Like I think second, third round, like I don't see the round props on there, but that's something to consider too, because I don't think he'll win in the first round. I think Edmund's going to be super dangerous in the first round. So
yeah, I think Allen just has to survive that first round and let him tire out a little bit, and then he'll get him late in the fight. And
yeah,
I think it's his best path to victory there.
I mean, interesting because Allen did, again, Edmund trains with Sean Strickland. They're like main training partners, and Allen fought Strickland like I want to say it was 5 years ago. Strickland knocked Allen out in the first round, right? So they know how to beat this guy. They've done it before as a team. But I think, yeah, Edmund, because he's one of these guys. He's been in the UFC since he was like 19 years old. Like he's been in the UFC a long time. He's kind of grown up in the UFC. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. He's still only 28, and he's been in the UFC for like, I want to say he got signed in like 20, like 18 or 19 guys. Like, or maybe before that. I think it was a long time ago. You know, so he's a kid that's grown up in the octagon, and this is a big chance for him. He wins this fight, that gets the top 5 immediately. It's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. We're with our good friend, of course, Adam Martin. And again, guys, you can catch him and our good friend Marcel Dorff on MMA Odd Breaker. Check out their show weekly. It's a weekly show there, right, Adam?
Every Sunday. Although we'll have to do it Monday for the White House card because the event's on Sunday. But we do it every Sunday night, Sunday afternoon, Sunday night. MMAoddsbreaker.com, YouTube. We're on Spotify. Yeah, it's fun, man. We've been doing it for like 5 years now. Me and him.
Yeah, I love it, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. We joke around, but we give our picks. You know, our picks are usually decent. I mean, there's some bad nights, but usually pretty good. And it's just a lot of fun. We've built like kind of a decent little community up. Not as big as your guys. You guys have a lot more, but it's, you know, it's nice to like have that interaction. Like we have a lot of like, you know, really cool guys in the chat room and stuff that are, you know, longtime listeners of the show, and it's fun to like, you know, interact with them while we do the show. It's almost like a little like family of some sort, you know? Yeah,
absolutely. And I learned this from Shannon. I told him this off the air, man. Just recently, I told a couple of guys, you know, my teenage son, he's almost 14 now. He's calling me Unc, telling me my age, of course, is I'm in my lower 50s, as you know, Adam. But you know, I looked at it as like, hey, life's too short, man. I just want to have fun. Talk to people like you and just let's make some money on the side. What the hell? Who cares, dude? But to watch these type of fights, especially last week, and I don't mean to bring up last week.
Sure.
And one of those fights, I don't even remember there, Shannon, because I was up 4, 5, 6 in the morning or 7 in the morning, whatever it was. And this guy, I was like, oh, that didn't last 2 seconds. It was like literally 30 seconds. What fight was that, Chano?
Who was that?
Oh, it was Sergey Pavlovich, was that the one?
Yes.
Yeah. He won like in 20 seconds.
Yeah,
28 seconds.
Yeah, it was quick.
Yeah. The guy was like Ivan. I'm not trying to insult the guy, but the guy was like Ivan Drago. Was like came out swinging like boom, done. I'm like, what just happened?
You know what? There's something to those 4 a.m. I got it at 4 a.m. to watch it, and I've done that for the China cards in the past. It's kind of fun because there's not everyone's online on the X because you know. I've been doing this for so long. There's a community on X, obviously. We all follow each other, right? Not everyone's going to get up for that. So it's kind of cool when you are interacting, especially with people that are usually in different parts of the world, which is kind of cool because they're in a different time zone, obviously. But for me, that card last week was awesome. It was a fun card. You know, a lot of finishes and good fights. And again, it's a card that not everyone's going to get up 4 a.m. for, and you can't fault people for that. I mean, like it's not easy to do it, but just a fun card. And this one's obviously, I think, starting at 5 p.m. for the prelims, 8 o'clock for the main card. So much more reasonable time. So there's no reason to miss this one because it's a fun card. Like we've talked about some good fights now, and then we have the main event here. It's an intriguing main event too, right?
Yeah. Let's look at the main event, my friend, as the American takes on the Brazilian and Muhammad taking on Bonfim. Look at the tail of the tape here, gentlemen. Very similar in the height and in the reaches here, but Shano, look at the age. Adam brought this up. You're looking at close to it's 9 years, but close to 10 years and stuff like that in age. I think Muhammad, does he even have a chance here?
So Belal Muhammad, I think turns 38 in like a month. So he's pretty much 38. So it's pretty much 10 years. So
Right.
The question about Belal Muhammad is, I mean, he's a former champ in this division, right? So, but he has lost his last 2 fights since he became champ. And the question is, does he still have that anymore? Can he still take this thing to the ground? And that's what he wants to do. Is he's known as a wrestler, and has an elite wrestling background. And so, can he get Bonfim to the ground? The problem is Bonfim, he's a pretty good grappler himself, man. He's got a lot of submissions on his record, a lot. So I think this is going to be a very, very intriguing fight. I think the current odds, I think Bonfim's at like plus 105-ish, somewhere around there, right? Money line.
Yeah, let's bring that up right now, my friend. Let's bring that up. And it's now moved up. It's changed there, Shano, where Muhammad is now at minus 122. Again, courtesy of our friends over at DraftKings. But you've leaned toward the Brazilian, yes?
I think Bonfim gets it done. I don't know, but what do you think, Adam?
I think it's tough to. I think they could both win. Honestly, I think like they both have a path to victory. Like Bonfim, if he wins, he's probably going to knock out Belal Muhammad. I would think. Bilal's been knocked out. He's got a pretty good chin, I think, overall. But like this guy's got next level power. Obviously, we saw that against Randy Brown. But the thing is, for me, it's a tough fight to call. I think, but for me, the difference would be the 5 rounds. I just think that if this fight gets extended, Belal, I think, will have the edge with the cardio, with the wrestling, with the experience going 5 rounds. Like I don't think Bonfim's really been 5 rounds. He's also a guy that's kind of gassed out in his fights, although I think his cardio has gotten a little better. But we saw that against Nicholas Dalby in the one loss he had, where he just completely gassed after about a round and a half and got finished. Also, that Stephen Thompson fight, like he won, I think it was a split decision, but like I thought he lost the fight. A lot of people did, so it's interesting. And then with Muhammad, it's like, yeah, you're right, he's lost 2 straight, but like he lost to Machado Gary, who's gonna fight for the belt next, and he lost to Jack Della Maddalena, the former champion. Like he's beaten some really good fighters, obviously, and those fights were close too. I mean, they were competitive fights. Like Machado Gary fights 29-28. Jack Della Maddalena fight is I think a 3-2 scorecard as well. So very, very close fights. I slightly lean towards Belal Muhammad. Again, that age is kind of, you brought it up, guys. He's almost 10 years. Like that's something that I don't love. So for me, it's like it's a pass. I'm passing on it, but my lean would be Muhammad ever so slightly to win a decision in this fight. But it's just not a fight. Again, I'm not super confident. So why would I bet on it? There's other fights on the card that I feel better about. This is not one of them. So my pick is Muhammad by decision, but I totally respect the Bonfim. I'm assuming you're taking him by knockout, I think, right? Like maybe that's the
yeah.
So
yeah, I think that's his easiest path to victory. There's by knockout. Because I mean, we all know Belal Muhammad. He doesn't finish anybody really, right?
No.
Like,
maybe well, he did finish Sean Brady, but I mean that was kind of like it's almost fluky in a way. Like Brady, like a guy's got amazing ground game, but his stand up is not the best we've seen. But yeah, I mean Bonfim, the one knockout loss, but Muhammad not really. They call him Pillow Hands Muhammad, right? That's kind of like the joke, but we'll see though, because again, guys, it's 5 rounds. Like, right? If it's 3-round fight, if it's just 3 rounds, I might pick Bonfim to win like 2 of the 3 rounds, or even finish them. But because it's 5, like I have to lean towards the forward champ.
Yeah, that's one of the concerns about Bonfim is this. 2 concerns is the 5 rounds, like you said. He's only been scheduled for one 5-round fight, and that was his last fight night where he was the main event. But he didn't get to 5 rounds because he won in the 2nd round. So, and then the other concern is this is a big step up in competition for him. I mean, because Belal Muhammad is not a pushover, right? I mean, he's a former champ. He's fought the best of the division, so that's a big concern too. So, yeah, I kind of view it as like a coin flip here. So whoever you like better. And the other thing that's a concern too is they are fighting in the Apex, which is a smaller octagon. So that kind of helps Muhammad and Belal what he wants to do and lean on his wrestling, get skills. Right. So
I agree with that. It's something that people don't talk about enough anymore with the whole small cage versus big cage thing. But I think it favors a grappler personally, because you don't have to, it's just easier to close that distance and get that fight to the ground. But again, the first round and a half, like you said, you knocked up Brown, I think, in the early 2nd round. It's gonna be sketchy, right? Like he might get clipped. And Bilal's been knocked out. It's happened like once or twice in his career, not very often, but yeah, man. I mean, the amount of experience he has against these top level guys, like Ian Machado Gary would beat Bonfim too, and so would Jack Della Maddalena. So I can't really fault him for those losses. And then he's beaten Leon Edwards to win the belt, right? Like he's beaten some pretty damn good guys. So, but again, I think it's one of these things like he better take the fight to the ground, because I remember when he did fight Jack Della Maddalena, I was at that fight. I was in Montreal, so not too far from me out here in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to stand and trade and kind of show off his hands in that fight, because he was calling out, I don't know if you guys remember, he was calling out Canelo Alvarez. He's like, I want to fight Canelo. That's the fight I want. Like, so he's trying to show off his boxing, ends up losing a decision to a superior striker. He went to his takedowns late. He shouldn't do that again. He should try to take this guy down. And again, Bonfim is a good grappler too, right? With submissions. But I would still think that Muhammad would be able to stay on top and stay out of any submission attempts. I would think anyways. So
I agree. I think Muhammad's going to try and I don't think he'll try and stand with him. If he does, I think Bonfim's going to win. If he tries to stand and try and stand and trade blows with the guy. I think he'll try and take us down early. Bonfim has pretty good takedown defense. If you look at his takedown defense percentage, he's around 76% takedown defense. So that's pretty good, man. So he has a shot. This to me really is a coin flip. So when it's a coin flip, I usually go with the plus money odds.
Oh, that's totally fair. Like I actually agree with the odds. Like I would give a slight lean towards Muhammad because of the experience and the wrestling.
Me too.
But like I think it's totally reasonable to take the dog here too. Because like honestly, I was kind of struggling with it myself. Ultimately, I feel like the quote unquote safe pick is Muhammad, but he might get knocked out. He might easily get knocked out. So we'll see how it happens. I think it's a good fight. I think it's a fun fight for a main event. It's an intriguing fight because again, it's like Muhammad's protecting his spot in the top 10 and Bonfim's trying to break in, because if he goes in there, if he knocks out Belal Muhammad, it puts him right in the elite of the division. Like he would get probably one of those top guys like a Morales or a Protez next, you would think, right? So it's a really big fight for him, huge opportunity for him.
Now, if he does fight Protez, I think Protez got Bonfim.
Oh, that guy's amazing. Yeah. I think the Morales guy's great too. I think both those guys are incredible. I mean, they might fight. Maybe they're going to fight each other. We'll see, you know?
And the other thing that every time Belal fights, I think of this, is that remember when he won the belt, like how pissed off Dana White looked putting that strap around him? Like, I was like,
so angry.
Really
He's
want
like,
him to win?
I don't want this guy to win, because that fight was pretty boring, if I want to remember correctly. Like, it was in the middle of the night too in England. So like, because it was like airing in our Eastern time at like midnight, so it's like 6 a.m. there, and Leon was like, I was tired, and like I don't know, I couldn't get up for the fight, and Dana was cranky, and Dana was so angry. Like you said, he didn't want to wrap the belt, and then at the press conference he was like, so I think for that card they had given more bonus money, and Paddy Pimblett ended up getting 2 bonuses. Dana's like, I'm never giving more bonus money again. I'm never giving these guys more money. Like he was super angry. Go back and watch the post fight. It's actually hilarious. Like Dana was super salty.
Wow.
He was so pissed that Belal won that fight.
He was angry. It's like, why did you give him the title fight then? You know, they didn't have to. Well, I mean, it's supposed to be a sport. It's supposed to be, but they don't always go by the rankings. You guys know this. Like they'll pick who they want. You know,
right?
They think there's a more exciting fight out there. They do it all the time.
They definitely do. I mean, but with his resume, I mean, he had to have the title shot at some point. I mean, because it was racking up wins.
It's kind of like with that Evloev guy, right, at featherweight. Like they've been trying to keep him away from it because they're like, oh man, this guy he's 10-0 with 10 decisions. Like they're like, we don't want this guy to beat Volkanovski and win the belt, but they're at this point where they have to give it to the title shot. They can't just deny the guy, because it's like it really starts to ruin the credibility of the sport if you're like, yeah, you know, but Diego Lopez is more exciting. We'll give him a rematch for like no reason. So.
And at some point, who else does Volk have left to beat? You know, so you have to give him
maybe Aldrin, probably Sterling, I would think, right? Maybe him, John Silva. I don't know. Like, I mean, there's some fun fights, but again, you talk about age, like he's getting up there too. He's almost 40 years old, so he only has so many more fights left, and we've seen him get his chin checked. That's the biggest problem right now, guys. You know, I was talking to another friend about this, like. The problem is right now the UFC is like, first off, we all love it, right? We love the fights and they're awesome, but like from the casual fan perspective, like they're lacking these stars right now. That's the biggest thing. Like they do have Conor coming back, that's big. I think Topuria is a pretty big star, but like I think that they're missing some of these guys with pizzazz, like that really can ignite the crowd. You know, like I think you had that a few years ago with like John Jones, Anderson Silva, GSP, Brock Lesnar, all these guys, these huge names. Everyone knew who they were, right? I don't know if you have that right now. Like, there's some good fighters. Don't get me wrong, Pereira, Makhachev, like they're all good fighters, but I don't know if they have that sizzle that some of these other guys had. And I think that you're kind of seeing the UFC trying to build up these new stars, but it's very difficult. You know, maybe they have one with Carlos Protez, like you mentioned. Like that guy's exciting. He's fun to watch, good in the mic. They're looking for these guys, but it's not easy to find them, right? So.
Yeah. Maybe they're hoping Hokit comes in there before somebody kills him.
No, I forgot about him. He's fighting next week, right? Like I think they really want him to win, and then they're praying he doesn't say anything really stupid on the mic after, like because he probably will. Guy's kind of a weird honestly, but he's a great fight. I was at that fight. The fight was insane. The fight was crazy. The one in Miami.
The problem I have with him winning is if he keeps his hands down like he did in that first fight against Derek Lewis is going to knock his head off.
Brother, he might get knocked out. Honestly, I think it's possible. I was kind of doing my research for that card. I don't want to get into it because there's 7 fights on it, but I was looking at that fight and I'm like, okay, if there's any underdog in this card that might win, maybe it's Derek Lewis at plus 300. Like, he might knock this guy out. It's possible. He has the most knockouts of all time, right? So
yeah, and
if anyone's going to get the upset, it's the guy with the most knockouts ever.
Yeah, for sure. And then Hoka didn't fight that long ago, and he took a lot of damage in that fight, man.
So many shots to the head. He took 150 shots to the head in that fight. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it went the distance, of course.
Yeah, it did. And I don't know if this one will. And also, like, that card, I mean, again, you talk about, like, we talked about variables, right, for this card with the small cage. But that card's going to be completely different than any other card they've done because it's outside. So, like, how does the weather, you guys live out there, right? So, like, it's pretty hot in the summer, right? Like,
it's the humidity.
Yeah, it's very humid, and then like today was like mid 80s. Tomorrow's gonna be like 92, I think. The highest tomorrow.
I think for like a guy like Sean O'Malley, it's fine, a smaller guy. But for these,
sure,
dude, there's no way Derek Lewis can go 15 minutes in that heat. There's just no. He's gonna die.
No.
They're gonna have a heart attack in the ring, man.
But we might get another quote where he was saying like my balls were hot and take his pants off.
I know. That was one of my favorite knocks. He knocks the guy out and takes his pants off, starts running around the ring. It was amazing. So it's incredible. Anyways,
no. The weather down here is crazy, man. They'll say it's 90, but it feels like 110 because of the humidity. Yeah,
it's been hot here too. Actually, like the last week has been hot. Like I just want to stay in the house and keep it on. Like it's just ridiculous hot. So I wouldn't want to fight in it. That's what I was gonna say. Like I don't want to fight in it. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. Like what if there's like a bug that flies into some guy's eye while he's walking through the cage or something? I don't know, man. It's weird. Like
I think this is only like the second or third time the UFC's ever fought outside.
Yeah, the first one in 16 years. They did one in Abu Dhabi, which is different. It's a different. I don't know how many bugs are in Abu. I mean, maybe there is. I doubt there's as many as are going to be down there.
Sure.
I would think, but we'll see what happens. I mean, again, it's just something you can't even really train for. I don't know. I mean, I guess you could train outside. I don't know if they can train outside. Like most of these guys train inside a gym, but I know that Gabe was saying that they had like heaters, going inside their gym to try to mimic the heat. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's gonna be a great card. I was glad to talk about it with you guys, but yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be really cool.
We're here, of course, with our good friend Adam Martin. Again, you can follow on X. You see it right there below here, guys, at MMADAMMARTIN. Click the QR code. It goes right to their show, MMA Odd Breaker. Before we let you go, my friend Adam, is there anything that you want to tell our audience, not only in addition to find your show, but anything that's featured that's coming up?
Sure. I mean, I've been pretty busy like the last little while, guys. So heavy.com is kind of like my new home. I do most of my writing there, covering UFC, but I also cover some of the other sports. Like I cover hockey, some baseball, basketball as well. So definitely check me out there. And then got another gig at lindysports.com. They have a magazine in the States, but they have a website now. So I've been doing some writing there again, kind of the other sports like NFL and stuff, not much UFC. And then for UFC though, sportsnet.ca. Next week, we're going to have some tales of the tape for all these fights that we talked about a little bit with the White House, but like longer form previews where we're going through like all the fighters in the card because the card's amazing. So we had to do something special for that. So yeah, check that out. And obviously, like you said, the MMA OB Daily Podcast with Marcel and myself. It's awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys letting me do that.
But before we let you go, I forgot because you are Canadian, so it makes sense for hockey. But the hell of a game for Game 1 Stanley Cup. Who do you got winning the Stanley Cup? The whole thing. Vegas,
well, I picked
Carolina.
I picked Carolina in 7, but yeah, I mean that game it could have went again. Could have went either way, right? It was a goal with 2 minutes left that Vegas scored. Vegas. I wrote an article today for Lindy's. Like I just talked about, they're the villains of the NHL. Like this team, they will get rid of coaches. They will get rid of players. If you are not pulling your weight, they will cut you. They will not talk to the media. They've been fined draft picks. They've been fined money for not speaking to the media. The PR people will cut off questions when they ask their goalie about the sexual assault scandal. They immediately cut off questioning to them. They are villains of the NHL, yet they are 1-0 in the playoffs. I will say I'm from Toronto. Mitch Marner played here for like 10 years. He left as a free agent. They traded him, but he was going to leave anyways. Last year, he's 3 games away from winning a Stanley Cup. The media will not shut up about this guy. I don't want to see him win the cup. I want to see Freddie Anderson win a cup. That's the goalie in Carolina. He played in Toronto for like 5 years. I really liked Freddie Anderson. He was a good soldier for us. If there's one guy of the two I want to see win a cup, it's Freddie Anderson, who's his agent just died last week. Claude Lemieux, the former Montreal Canadian. I'm sure you guys saw that. He
Mhm.
unfortunately he committed suicide. He's doing some mental health problems, which is really just terrible because he had been in Montreal literally last week with the torch at the Canadiens game. He walked out, everyone was cheering his name, and then 2 days later was dead. So really, really sad news. But Freddie Anderson carrying a heavy heart into this series, and I would love to see him when he's a good dude, great goalie, and of the two, that's the guy I want to win. So that's my pick. Carolina 7. I still believe in them. Let's go.
I hate Carolina because I'm a Caps fan and they're in the same division.
Fair enough.
But I hate Vegas too because they're
I hate them, man.
And then all they do is go to Stanley Cups, and they've only been around for less than a decade. And it makes me mad that they don't have to. They didn't suffer like us Caps fans for 50 years before we win a cup.
Brother, I'm a Leaf fan. We have not won a cup since '67. Okay, my dad was like 4 years old then. I've never seen it happen in my life. It wasn't even been close.
So you feel the same pain. That's why I hate Vegas. They've only been around for a decade, and they've been to 3 Stanley Cups now, or whatever.
3 Stanley Cup Finals. They won 3 years ago, and they're 3 away from winning. It's crazy. It's not fair, and it's like again, they're doing everything wrong. They're blocking their former coach from interviewing for other jobs. They're like, no, we're not letting this guy go. He's already been fired. Let him go. Let him go get another job. So they're complete scum. Yet they're so good at like hockey, man. It's not fair. It's just not fair. They're like that, like really like handsome like jock that's like a jerk to everyone else. He's like shoving guys in the lockers, but he gets the hottest girl in school and he's the quarterback. It's just not fair, man. Life's not fair. Life's not fair.
Oh, Lordy. Well, Adam, we'll let you go here. I know you've got, you've been busy. I know that for sure. I'm very happy for, you guys, keeping yourself busy and stuff like that. Good luck this weekend. And of course, with Freedom 250. And again, folks, make sure you click on the QR code in the bottom right corner of the screen there, and it'll take them right to the MMA odds breaker with our good friend Marcel as well. Thank you again, Adam, for coming on, and hope that you're doing well, and talk to you soon, my friend.
Thanks so much, guys. Take care, all right?
When we come back, of course, we will talk about some best bets for the night here on Just Win Bets, baby.
This is Just Win Bets, baby, on the Sports Bet Winning Network.
Another great episode, and great to see our good friend Adam Martin as he broke down the main card for this weekend's UFC card there, Shano. It was good to see our good friend. And he pointed out a lot of things to look for this weekend.
Yeah, Adam Martin knows his stuff, man. He does a great job of MMA odd breakers. If you want to check them out, they do a great work. Him and our other buddy Marcel, who we've also had on the show previously, both of them very, very knowledgeable. And like Marcel breaks UFC news all the time. He's a very heavy hitter in that regard. Very well respected, both of them. So great to have Adam Martin on again. He knows the fighters inside and out. Like these Apex cards, like I usually just stick to the main card. If you follow MMA odds breakers, they talk about the entire card, prelims, everything, because he is super plugged into that world. And like he watches regional events, pro level fights that are right just like a step or two below UFC. He knows these fighters inside and out.
Absolutely. We have a little bit of an update in regards to the World Cup. So the World Cup, of course, I'm going to be joined by Brad Betts Footy. And we're going to have a couple other guests that's going to join us throughout the tournament. We're already talking to them, and one has already agreed. We will announce that soon, but we just got the audio. The video should be done by tomorrow. So we're going to get everything ready for next week. And it is official. We will be starting our official recording of this, and it'll come out on June the 10th. So keep an eye out for that. You can follow that on our YouTube page at youtube.com/justwinbetsbaby. And the other way, you can see it on our X, as well as we will have it on our podcast. Not only the Believe Network will cover that, but also our audio version of an Apple for Spotify, Amazon Music, the whole iHeartRadio, the whole 9 yards. So definitely looking forward to that channel.
So what can we look forward to the first show? Are you guys talking, giving predictions of who's going at all? And like
no, well, we'll have futures, of course. Again, we're still talking about that right now. I have my futures. I don't want to speak for Brad at all, but we will break down, Shano, how to bet, soccer, what to look for, your typical over under 2.5. That's your typical line. Okay. And what to expect. We're also going to point out here, Shano, is the travel. We've talked about it. Brad talked about it. Even our good friend Paul Carr talked about it. Okay. And others have talked about with traveling from Europe, from all over the nations, coming to the continent of North America. Yes. I think the advantage goes to South America, especially with the heat, the humidity, the altitude, the environment. Now, also, I want to point out, and we're going to break this down a little bit more in the detail, Shano, when it comes to the podcast. There's a lot of games that are going to be on the outside, meaning it's going to be open. The environment, it's going to be open stadium. Some will be in a dome. For an example, you take England, one of their games, I believe it will be their first game, will be under the dome. So, not saying that changes anything. It just changes how the pitch is. It changes the weather, and you're not going to get used to it. Now, they're currently having some, international friendlies that are going on right now. Sure. But again, when you're getting towards, and this for living here, it may list as 90, 95 degrees, but it feels with the humidity, depending on where you're at, it's going to feel like 110.
Oh, yeah, and Adam Martin brought that up for the UFC fights at the White House card. Same thing. Yeah. Remember, he said, especially like your big boys, your heavyweights, how are they going to deal in 90-degree weather and like have to fight for 15, 20 minutes, So it's definitely something to think about. And that's why they brought in your favorite thing that FIFA ever did, and the water breaks, right?
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. But if you're going to do it, FIFA, I don't know. And we'll go to cover the rules as well for all the newcomers. So we'll spend a good part of the show with that. But I don't know, Shano, in regards to the part of, where, depending on where you're going to be traveling to, et cetera, there's going to be some traveling. But getting accustomed to not only the weather, but it's just, again, are you going to, it's, as you know, by living here, it's cooler, not as cool, but it's cooler at night than it is during the day. Okay. And games are going to be in the morning. They're going to be in the afternoon. They're going to be in the evening, especially. Okay. If you're looking at 11, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, that's where we're at. So it's going to be 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, whatever in California, because there's going to be games in California, Inglewood, and all those places over there, right? So the question is, are there going to be allowed water breaks as well? Just call balls and strikes, as I always say. Just keep everything the same. If you're going to do it at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, okay, I'm just using that as an example, then you got to do it at 9, 10 o'clock at night as well. So regardless of when the game is, where it's located, I'm really concerned with a lot of teams going to be in Canada as well as Mexico. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying I'm a little concerned. I honestly do believe that the South American countries have the advantage here.
Are they still doing water breaks for like games and domes too, or no?
I don't know. I'm going to have to look at that, but
I mean, because I don't see the reason for it. I mean, it's going to be. I don't see 70 degrees in there. It's going to be like perfect in the dome.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't see why they would schedule it in a dome. That makes no sense. I mean, that's like saying, not to knock your hockey, but why do you have? This was interesting. I never understood this here, Shano. Is why do you have your classic in the NHL, like in Florida? It's like, what are we doing, man? That thing's gonna melt. Why don't you have? Hey, next time, why don't you have it in Nevada? I'm just saying.
They were trying to prove that they're new. They have like a new rink system where they said they can pretty much put an ice rink anywhere, and they were trying to prove that. That's what I did in Florida last time. I went to the Winter Classic when it was in DC. That was an awesome atmosphere, man. That was such a fun game. It was at Nats Park. It was awesome.
Sure.
And then I also went to the one. They did one in Annapolis at Navy Stadium. Or Navy football place. They did like in the football stadium there.
Right.
And that was awesome too. And they had the Corps Cadets and all that stuff there. Nobody's ever been to a Navy game, it's really fun to go to.
Yeah, that's something I've always wanted to do, or do a Army Navy. I definitely.
Army Navy games are a must go to
Yeah,
at least at some point in your life. There's such an intense rivalry, but the respect there. You know what I mean? They're not
Right.
going to kill each other and stuff like that, right?
Right.
Like Philly versus Cowboys or something like that,
Right.
where
right.
But they hate each other, but at the same thing, they're all fighting for the country first, right?
Sure.
So they have that respect there. So it's such a cool thing, and you see all the guys in uniform and stuff like that.
No, there's a lot of people that I know, as you know, who have served, and I thank them, all the time. But even my father-in-law, who served in the Army, and his father served in the Navy. There's other people that I know that serve in the Navy. I've got friends that serve in the Navy, and stuff like that. So in all branches, not just Army and Navy. But listen, I told everybody publicly, and I think I told you this: if there's a draft, again, I'm not trying to talk politics, but if there was a draft like today and I could choose, I go Army. I'm just saying, dude. I got nothing against Navy. I don't have anything against Marines or Navy or Air Force. None of that. I have nothing against anybody. But if I have to choose, I'm going to go Army. So that's me. I root for the Army, but I root for a good game is what I root for.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. My granddad would kill me if I picked anything but Marines. He was a Marine for 30 years.
Yeah, my brother was a Marine too. So, I mean, shout out to him. Again, I got nothing against any of the armed services. I love them all. Thank you for
I would choose Space Force. Go up there. That's what I would choose.
Space. Yeah, that's an idea. That's definitely an idea. Well, folks, that's going to wrap it up for us. Hopefully you guys enjoy our banter as well as our shows. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. We're now on Believe, and we truly believe in them. And we're also going to kind of get a little bit more into detail regarding the picket. A lot of people have been asking, hey, how does this work, etc. We're going to show you how that works soon. And then we'll have, of course, our promo codes on there, and we'll be having that listed on our screen there. But again, if you're interested, go to Pickit. That's PIKKIT.com, and check out the Pro. We'll show you exactly what we use on our end, and it just keeps you a balance of what you're betting and from whatever your books that you're choosing it from. I like it, Chino.
Yeah, it's awesome. It shows you how many units are up, how many units are down. And like I said, you can break it down by sport. So you can say how you're betting in NHL versus how you're betting in MLS or how you're betting in NBA, right? And they'll show you what's most profitable for you. You can even break it down by your straight bets versus your parlays and stuff like that. So it's very useful app to help for bank management and bankroll management and stuff like that for your betting. And it helps break you down to it has an odds tool calculator where you can it'll show you what unit they recommend to be your unit of a bet and stuff like that, which is super useful. Because that's where people get in trouble with betting is they start chasing bets and just start compiling it, and then you start losing lots of money after a long time, right? It's best to stick with a unit bet. You can double up a bet here or there if you're very confident in it, right? But it's not best to put the house all on one bet because anything can happen.
Absolutely. It looks like we got some breaking news here, Shano. Something happened in the Hurricanes, and he got nailed right in the face. Did you see that?
No, I had it up here, but I was talking, so I didn't see it.
Okay. Yeah. Can we see a replay on that? I don't know. They're not going to show it. Okay. Well, it looks like he just ran into the locker room, and he got nailed in the face. One of the Vegas Golden Knights players. So hopefully he's doing well. Maybe add a couple stitches, put some dentures in. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that's got to hurt.
Yeah, I just hit rewind there. Oh yeah, puck to the face, boom, right into the mouth.
Yeah,
right to the front teeth.
2 points right there. But yeah,
hey, that's hockey, man. That's why so many of them are missing teeth and stuff like that.
There you go.
Right.
All right, folks. Again, that's going to do it for us. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. Subscribe, however you are, through our YouTube page, or of course through the Believe Network, Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, the whole 9 yards, wherever you get your podcasts. Just make sure that you subscribe, hit that like button, hit that notification button when we start to delivering more of our content. For Shane O'Mac, of course, I am Joe the Fan. Good luck to you guys this weekend on your bets, and we will see you next week.
See ya.